Well, this should be excellent back here, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Back here ringside, Brian Kenny with Lennox Lewis and Joe Goosen. Again, Jordan Plant, Larry Hazard with us as well. Josesito Lopez at the age of 36, but rejuvenated. Since 2017, hooking up with trainer Robert Garcia. He's on a tremendous run. Beat a 17-0 Miguel Cruz. Then had a majority decision loss to Keith Thurman, where he had Thurman badly hurt, and then knocked out John Molina in his last fight. We go to the tail of the tape, so Lopez, a fan favorite, and has been getting better and better over the last few years. Been very sharp, 36 years old. Chia Santana is 34, both about 5'9", reach advantage to Chia Santana. Lopez has looked crisper down the stretch. Both men have fought high level of competition. Chia Santana had a draw in 2011 with Julian Williams, faced up with Jermell Charlo, had a competitive but clear loss to Charlo. But Lopez has fought Canelo, Keith Thurman, and had Thurman all but out. Marcos Maidana at his peak, Jesse Vargas. He's fought high-level fights, and Chia Santana is up against it. Joe Goosen, he's known as a man who gives the top guys trouble. I wonder if he can do that tonight.
Well, yeah, he just gave a real top guy trouble in Jarrett Hurd. I mean, he lost, you know, most of the rounds.
Thought he gave him trouble?
Well, what I mean, the fact that he didn't go away.
Okay.
He wasn't taken out by Jarrett Hurd. And of course, in all of his fights, he's only been stopped one time, Santana, and that was quite a while ago.
And here's the Riverside Rocky. Comes in, and you know, a lot of fighters like this, you expect, all right, he's in the phase of his career where he's an attractive name on a resume, but is he actually going to win? But Lopez comes in off what was a very sharp performance. Look, Lennox, he knocked down John Molina 30 seconds into that fight. You were calling that fight. He looked outstanding.
He did. He was sharp, and you know, it came together that night for him. And you know, it's good to see him reach where he's reached, and this should be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Lopez got the knockout win, beating Molina after 7 rounds. That was in September of last year. Lopez and Santana. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon.
Well, fans, from AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas, Premier Boxing Champions presents Welterweights in the Ring and About, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Order your parts on O'ReillyAuto.com and get free curbside pickup. Introducing our 3 judges, scoring from ringside, Javier Alvarez, Don Griffin, and David Yakabuchi. All right, fans, here we go. Welterweight special attraction scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and orange tiger striped trunks, from Santa Barbara, fighting out of Ventura, California. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds with a record of 25 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. He has 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Francisco Chia Santana. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, black, and gold trunks, from Riverside, California. He weighed in at 146 1/4 pounds. His record stands at 37 wins, 8 losses, with 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the world-ranked contender known as the Riverside Rocky, introducing Josesito Lopez. And a referee in charge now to give instructions, Neil Young.
Let's go, guys. Okay, gentlemen, we know the rules in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? Remember, protect yourself at all times, okay? Touch them up, good luck.
Ready to go here, Josesito Lopez, 36 years old. We were talking about Leo Santa Cruz, who looks pretty sharp right there. A former world champion in several divisions, but was the undisputed featherweight champion of the world. And we look forward to seeing Leo back in the ring. Again, comes off that knockout loss to Gervonta Davis in what was an exhilarating performance for Davis, kind of a star turn for him. But here we're underway, and we expect a good scrap here. Chia Santana has been in with some of the best fighters in the world, and Josesito Lopez has as well. And it was inspiring I watched that Canelo Alvarez fight with Lopez again, and Joe Goosen, he was getting pounded, but he never stopped. I mean, he's not near the same weight class as Canelo fighting that fight, and yet he kept throwing punches.
Well, that's in his nature. Look at him. Most of these guys that make it this far in the business, there's just no quit in them. And, you know, Lopez is no exception to that rule.
And he was doing that against Keith Thurman. And, you know, Thurman is a guy who, when he fought Danny Garcia, it looked like he was going to take Danny's head off early in that fight.
Yeah, the
and
first
yet,
round.
Right, and yet Josesito had Thurman. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. He had Thurman all but out in that fight. So this is a dangerous man. And as I mentioned, Lennox, since he hooked up with Robert Garcia, he looks like, you know, another world-class fighter. He looked outstanding his last fight.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you change trainers, and you know, they always have something to offer, something to add to your repertoire. So Lopez is definitely using it, and I think it was a good decision by him.
Lopez on balance there. He's always a balanced fighter, has full weight, good leverage on his punches. Santana coming up short with that jab. Lopez able to step in and land it. Good body shots, and down goes Santana.
And he's hurt bad. Santana hasn't been stopped in 12 years, just so you know that, since 2008. If Lopez stops him, that's a big feather in his cap. Something Jared Hurd couldn't do.
Lopez with body shots. Neil Young
Look at me,
makes Santana go side to side, and we're back here. But body shots putting Santana down, and a knockdown in round number 1. Lopez goes right back to work now. Another uppercut to the body after the jab.
Santana doesn't look like he's all there. He should really, you know, be actually holding Lopez at this point. This is where he needs to grab on and you know, catch.
Santana comes back with hurt him. And Lopez is hurt. Chia Santana threw a hook and wobbled Josesito Lopez.
It was a right hand, Bry, not to correct you, but he hit him with both punches. It was the right hand that hurt him, hit him on the temple. And that's one thing about Santana. He's really solid. He's hard to knock out. It's been 12 years since he's been stopped. And he will counterpunch you if you get in a slug out with him.
I tell you, that was something else. Just when it looked like Santana's on the way out, he lands a shot like that. Remember, he was fighting Abel Ramos, remember, and he dropped him with a hook in the second round, and Ramos was dominating that fight. So Chia is able to fire back when under duress.
Yeah, Santana is really a guy that, you know, when he's hurt, he's dangerous because, you know, he's been through a lot of rough fights and he's taken a lot of shots. He's not an easy guy to knock out. As you can see, he's really tough.
Back to the body goes Lopez, and it looked like Santana was crumpling, but you can't count him out. Final seconds of round number 1. We thought it would be good, and yet it still exceeds expectations. Let's go back to the knockdown the first time around. See the body work here. There's the right hand you were talking about, Joe, and then the body shots as well.
Well, I'm talking about the Santana counter of that knockdown, but you're right. That's the right hand that put Santana down. It hit him right on the temple, right when you're cold. The first round too. You don't, you know, you're not warmed up yet.
Look at these body shots. Wow, to both sides.
Yeah.
For Lopez. Then the right hand off the temple.
Yeah.
Santana goes down there, and it looked like it might end early, but then Santana comes back.
Yeah. Santana comes back with a great left hook and right hand, and the left again catches Lopez on the top of the head. Now he's got a hold because he's hurt there.
You're right, Bry. It was 2 good left hooks and a right hand.
Yeah, we both can be right.
We can split that down the
All right.
there.
I'll be nice to you next time when you're in the corner. Remember that. When you're up there with Vito,
you know,
you're on your own.
I was so wrong on that call right
there. There you go. There you go. Now we're in business. All right, round number 2. And this expected to be one of the better fights of the night, and it's already been great. Both men have been hurt. Santana went down. Josesito Lopez looks as sharp as ever, and he is back on point, firing out hard jabs.
Yeah, they both got hit, you know, early in the, in the first round, which is early in the fight. And, you know, you do get accustomed to getting hit. Is that right, Lennox?
Yeah.
During the course of a fight?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when you get hit with the first punch, and you get hurt or hurt by it, that's like a warm-up thing for me.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, okay, I've warmed up. I've taken his first punch.
Right.
Now I can take more punches better.
Right.
Warm-up shot, Lennox, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Warm-up. Sure, okay. You know, like I got Rockman was a warm-up shot.
Okay. You know what? You want to hear?
Yeah.
It was a wake-up shot.
All right, wake-up shot.
Wake-up shot for both of them.
There you go. I'm glad you got out here, Joe.
right?
I rarely say that. Lopez looks body shots again, but a nice counter by Santana. He's a dangerous man at all times.
Yeah, because Lopez, when Lopez goes to the body like that, he's got to be concerned because Santana is coming back with a hook. Doesn't matter if he gets hurt with a body shot. Even if he gets hurt with a body shot, he's coming back with a hook.
That's right. When you punch wide like that to the body, you are vulnerable for a split second before you get your hands back, you know, either back to the top or finish your combination on top. And that's what Santana's programmed to do. You touch him to the body, he's going to rip off a quick counter.
I'll tell you what, too, fellas, Lopez at the age of 36, what energy, right? I mean, in this weight class, to have that type of energy, it's really a testament to his training.
Yeah, well, look, they're both in the mid, 30s right now. You know, Santana's 34. Yep. I mean, they're both up there. I think fighters are staying in better shape. They're fighting longer than they used to, I think, 20, 30 years ago. You didn't see a lot of guys at these weights fighting at 35, 36 years old. Lennox, what do you think about that?
Well, you know what it is? It's better gloves, better refereeing, better rules, and it's an improvement in boxing. That's what we want. Always to make this sport a growing sport.
Well, also to be able to train at the level they've been able to train at during the shutdown and the pandemic, that's also not easy. You know, Lopez was saying that there are times where he comes home, he's been working during the day, comes back, and he's got to train at night or train, whatever it takes. It's not easy.
No, it is not. And I got to tell you, being in the bubble like these guys have been for the past week, this is my second time around in the bubble, and yeah, boy, good exchanges.
And there's Santana with that left hook again. That's gonna be down the line. We're gonna see more of that left hook.
Well, let's go back again, and I want to keep in mind that this is the same Keith Thurman that was chasing Danny Garcia around the ring and had him all but out. And here in the 7th round, after he'd been dropped in the 2nd round, he's got Keith Thurman wobbled and barely staying on his feet. Like, when have you seen Keith Thurman hurt like that? Even in the Pacquiao fight, he got dropped, but I mean, this is Josesito Lopez, and he got a close decision loss in this fight. He almost had him out.
Anybody that knows Josesito Lopez from California, because a lot of these guys make the rotation sparring, they know he's very heavy-handed with that left hook, especially to the liver. He's got a great liver shot, and he does have a great left hook as well, as we just saw there. But just the last thing about the bubble, because we got off it quick, is that, let me just tell you something, being up there for a week without getting outside and running and sparring, it really, you can get stale. You can get real stale.
Oh, I believe you, because when I was training, I had to go, to do sprints the day of the fight just to open up my chest a little bit.
Yeah.
And look, I know people have gotten used to this in their own lives, and they're thinking, well, these are professional fighters, and they get to a resort or they get to a nice hotel, they can do what they want. No. You get your COVID test, you get into your room, you stay there.
That's
a lot of these fighters, they're working the mitts in their hotel room.
That's exactly what we did for the past week. Trust me.
Man.
Yeah.
Round 3, Josesito Lopez in the white trunks, Francisco Chia Santana in the black and orange.
But it's amazing that these guys are fighting at the level they are in spite of that, right?
Yeah, no question. I mean, everybody making weight and everybody is sharp and crisp in this fight. We've seen high-level competition.
Yep.
And it's not easy. A lot of these guys have jobs. They're working. Not everybody is Errol Spence at the top of the food chain. And these guys have had their lives. They've had their lives disrupted. Difficult to get into the gym. Difficult to get good sparring. But we've seen great fights here already tonight, and now we're in the midst of another one.
And that's why they work so hard and train so hard and sacrifice so much, because they aspire to get to that level that Errol Spence and Danny Garcia and Sean Porter and all the rest of those guys are at right now.
I give credit to Chia Santana, too. Again, you're seemingly outgunned. You've already been dropped. And yet he is doing exactly what he was doing from the start of the fight, trying to stay in and trying to counter with meaningful shots. Good hard right hand by Lopez. That wobbled Santana. Good combination again by Lopez. Lopez is heavy-handed.
Yeah, Lopez needs to win. After throwing that right hand, has to be worried about that left hook coming back from Santana.
I'm wondering if Santana is going to be able to time another well-placed right hand or left hook counter when Josesito is, really exploding with those combinations like that, because he is pretty good at that. I want to see what happens if Jose Josesito absorbs it and takes it if that happens again.
Hard snapping jab, snaps the head back on Santana. And even though he beat an older version of John Molina, and I know he's not clearly, like you had him at his peak,
yeah.
Joe, he was not at his peak September of last year. I thought Lopez looked terrific in beating down Molina.
Well, exactly. Look, what was expected of him, he did. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do if a guy's at the end of his rope, end of his career, and Josesito delivered the win like he was supposed to.
Lopez threw a great uppercut, and that's what you want to do because Santana's got his hands high, and he's got a good defense going on, but he is open in the middle for those uppercuts.
Lopez in that fight against Molina got 3 knockdowns and had a fast, hard right hand all throughout the fight. And again, this is the same guy, and I mentioned this. This is hard to do. Keith Thurman was ruling the welterweight division for a long time before he was derailed by injuries, and Lopez had him rocked and almost out. Now, we were talking Keith Thurman, and I understand Keith Thurman just tweeted something out. Here's my Spence Garcia prediction. Garcia's is the biggest puncher I've ever faced, but if Spence has that man-down philosophy, he's going to get you out of there. I think it comes down to who lands the biggest punch first, how Spence looks after the accident. All right, Keith. Good to hear from you. And there's Danny Garcia getting taped up. By the way, I'd love to see Keith Thurman back in this round robin, fellas. Right?
Yeah. Oh, he'll be back. You can guarantee that.
Keith, we miss you.
Right?
Yeah, when the top guys face each other, as we've said all night, special things happen. Thurman Porter, Spence Porter, Garcia Porter, Thurman Garcia, Pacquiao Thurman. Like, it's all good. Let's go back to the last round. Look at that right hand right off the top of Santana's head.
And you see Lopez throwing a good right hand. And Santana stumbled a little bit. You've seen the double step.
In the third round, Lopez landed 67% of his power punches, 12 of 18. So he is accurate and hard with those shots.
Now, one point I wanted to make about what Keith Thurman said, that Danny Garcia is the hardest puncher he's ever been in there with, and he's been in there with guys like Pacquiao and Sean, and you name it. He's been in with everybody. And Danny Garcia is really not a big knockout puncher by his record.
Hard thunning hook.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me tell you, you know why? Because he's throwing his body behind his punch.
Yeah.
Every one of those hooks, whether it's a right hand hook or a left hook, he's throwing the body behind it. So it comes with a lot more power, and he does it naturally. And the answer to your question about why you don't see guys at 35 boxing, why you still see them boxing, because there's, in the olden days, there was a lot more fights.
Yeah, they'd have 80, 90 fights by that point.
Yeah,
right?
and that one, whoever sent me that on the Twitter, thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a good, not an admonishment.
At least they're listening.
Yeah.
and they're helpful. That's fairly rare on social media. We appreciate that. Good to hear from everybody.
Right.
Most of you. Round 4 here. Josesito Lopez again in the white trunks. Chia Santana in the black and the orange. Wide margin.
Great jab
in terms
by
of
Josesito.
punches landed 66 to 29 so far in favor of Lopez. Counter right hand from Santana. Yeah, it's a good point, Joe. You brought up. He's 34 years old.
Yeah.
And he's been in with the top guys. When you mentioned Jarrett Hurd before, I just thought like he just didn't have much of a shot against Hurd. Hurd just made that an easy fight. So I was left dry by Santana in that fight. That's
of course, but my whole point with Santana, is supposed to be a guy that Jarrett Hurd is supposed to take out of there.
Okay. Yeah, he was criticized for that. Right.
That's right.
Right. Well, that was his comeback fight after he lost to J-Rock. Right? He lost to Julian Williams.
That's right.
He came back, and people had hoped he'd come back with a flourish.
Oh, but then again, Santana has not been knocked out in 12 years.
Wow, there's a good hook by Santana on the counter on the inside. He's always a dangerous man. If he's standing in front of you, you're in danger. Even though Lopez is probably dominating this fight and taking all these rounds, it's not easy.
See, Santana doesn't really have too much movement with his feet. He likes to step forward. It's not like he's on his toes. Oh, that was a bit low.
What was that?
It looked like it hit his elbow, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Well,
Neil Young
that on the replay.
We saw. Was that Neil Young we saw earlier that took points away? Because I thought that he wrongly took points away, and I didn't think that was low. He's closer to it. We will take a look. And you can see Lopez very good on his feet, able to stay away from trouble there. He's able to dance out. Jordan Plant is standing by, and she has a report for us. Jordan?
Yeah, boxing isn't Francisco Santana's only job. He actually works for the city of Santa Barbara and the street crew department, where he's in charge of the paint and sign crew. And every sign you see in Santa Barbara, whether it's a street sign, a speed limit, he's maintained, replaced, or hung it. And get this, he's done about 50,000 signs thus far. So Santana doesn't just put up a good work rate in the ring, but also in the streets. And guys, I just want to reiterate, 50,000 signs, I mean, that's more than half the capacity at AT&T Stadium. So, man, that guy gets to work.
Jordan, thank you. He said, yeah, it's a two-man crew. So he works full time,
that distance on
and then he says he'll go outside and have to go shadow boxing outside, wait for his trainer. And he said we run in the cold because he works. I mean, he's a working man.
And here's Santana here. Let's see if he scores something here. He's got his hands up, and here comes a short little hook right there. See, you give him an opportunity, he'll try to take it, Santana. That's why he goes the distance in these fights, even when he may be outgunned.
Josesito Lopez with the advantage. Punches landed 75 to 33. Round 5 scheduled for 10. And Josesito Lopez is a live welterweight. Again, he has looked sharp again since teaming up with Robert Garcia on an outstanding run. He beat a 17-0 Miguel Cruz, then had that close loss to Keith Thurman, which is saying something, and he knocked out John Molina. And since then, you know, like everybody else, looking to get a fight at some point this year. It's not easy. Good body shot there by Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is up against a strong man, and that's Santana. Even the way Santana keeps his head, keeps his chin down. So, you know, most of the blows that he's taking, punches, are on the head. He's not taking them on the chin.
This is where Lopez has to keep his concentration. You know, you're winning one of these fights, and you're in command, but it's not like you're out of danger. Right hand and a body shot. That hurt Santana right there. Santana's trying to stay on his feet. Lopez trying to apply the pressure, wants to land one more.
He's got to watch out for that left hook by Santana, though.
Santana's on the ropes.
Oh, Santana's
He can't get out. Yeah, he is hurt. And he's got that right arm locked in. He took a real shot, maybe to that right side, and looked like he was going to go down, and now he's had enough time to recover.
And let me tell you, those body shots, they stun you. You can't even move sometimes.
That's what it looked like for Santana. It looked like he just got staggered and had to wait there. But Lopez was patient in that moment and wanted to get off clean shots.
And it's funny, Lopez came out the aggressor in this round, pressed Santana, landed those good shots. Santana takes him, and now he's walking Lopez back a little bit. You know, it's a real brave guy, Santana.
Lennox, I want to ask you about that, because Lopez, like, he didn't bum rush him in the corner. Did you like that strategy? Be smart, get back?
Yeah.
Or would it be better, hey, let me press my advantage?
No, it's better that he took the time, because he can always hurt him there. Now that he knows he can hurt him there, now he's got to set him up to hurt him there. But he's got to be careful of Santana coming back with that left hook after that body punch.
It's a good point, because Santana has already proven, like, if you just rush me, I can hurt you. A clinch now. Again, another good round for Josesito Lopez, as he had Santana hurt along the ropes and just unleashed a barrage of scoring blows. All those are scoring shots, and he is winning these rounds big.
Ooh, that was a right hand that just blew right by Santana's chin.
Yeah, that had double knockdown written all over it, didn't it?
Well, the good thing is when you throw in a right hand, if you keep your chin up, there's a better chance of you getting knocked out. But if you keep your chin down, better chance of you knocking the other guy out.
Yeah. We have a star-studded audience here, again, with the crowd that they do allow in. We understand the Charlo brothers are here. Jermell Charlo is now the champ at super welterweight or junior middleweight. And it is nice when you have one guy having all the belts. Brother Jamal.
Yeah.
Middleweight, he's got one of the belts there. Of course, Canelo's the middleweight champ. But when one guy wins all the belts, everything goes through him. It gives a clarity to the division. And we're going to have Sebastian Fundora coming up in one of our fights in our co-feature. And now you can say, who's the champ at 154? There's one champ. It's Jermell Charlo.
Yeah, he's legit. Let me tell you, both Charlo brothers are bad boys.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and they're just getting better.
Yeah. They got speed, they got power,
Yeah,
You know,
smarts,
Charlo,
great feet, great chins.
knocking out Jason Rosario, and he's got the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, and the Ring Magazine belts, and so I guess we could just call him the champ, which is nice. That's how it used to be, Joe, right? Remind us.
Yeah. Basically 2 back in the day, BA and BC back in the day.
Took Lennox a while to collect all the belts. Belts were being thrown in garbage cans and all over the place. Remember?
Yeah, that was naughty.
It was not easy back in the day either, kids.
You know, if that's all it takes to, you know, if you're afraid of a man, you don't want to fight a man, you throw the belt in the garbage.
Oh, wow, Lennox is still fighting that fight.
Oh, yeah.
On Big Daddy.
Absolutely.
Good job. Lopez going to work right away. Throws the shot to the body. Well, it's also a cautionary tale for, you know, all these top fighters, and that, like, don't let a fight get overripe and then go away.
Right. I mean, you know, everybody, the fans want to see the fight. It's not about you. It's about the fans. It's about entertainment and what you need to do.
It took a while. Eventually, you got to Evander and to Tyson, but yeah, the Riddick-Bowe fight never happened. And we hope even at welterweight we can see a little cross-pollination.
Yeah, Riddick-Bowe just didn't want to get knocked out again.
Lennox, he did it again. He's poking Riddick-Bowe again. All right, so I mentioned that Lopez is winning all these rounds. Let's see how Larry Hazard has it. Larry, how do you have it so far?
Well, guys, I got the score 50-44. Lopez ahead, 5 rounds to 0. But you know, I think if Santana was to let his hands go a little bit more, you know, he would do a lot better, because Lopez's defense is a little questionable. When he throws those punches to the body, he leaves his head wide open. And I think that if Santana let his hands go, he might find some goal at the end of that.
Larry, thank you very much. And look, that's a good lesson too, and hopefully fans can take something from what Larry just said and the score that he has, that this is a good fight. It's competitive, but it's a wipeout. I mean, on the scorecards. So you can have a fight that's competitive 12-zip, which is, you know, something that we could have here. And yet you'd say, was it a good fight? Yeah, it was a good fight. Was it competitive? Yeah, it was competitive. But it could still be like 120 to 108 or 107, something like that.
And then it only takes one punch to change the complexity of the fight.
Good body shot there by Lopez. Look, and we saw Santana land a shot like that. He's gotten Lopez's respect. He knows that. And that's even to the point we were making in the last round. When he had Santana hurt up against the ropes and holding his own side, he still didn't just jump in, because he knew, I can't do that to this man. Yeah, no, like, you know, Lopez can't really take any risks right now, take any chances in the sense of thinking that he's got this fight won all the way, because Santana is still dangerous. Lopez is throwing hard. Still, you can hear those thudding shots. Able to get out of trouble there after throwing the jab, and that's the round. The main event later tonight, welterweight championship of the world, Errol Spence Jr. Still very relaxed, 26-0. That's being shown to the crowd here. You can hear, wow, live crowd cheering. Remember that? Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah, but it's a little more faint than it was. And let's hear this reaction.
That was kind of predictable.
It's not that bad, not that bad. Well, and let me tell you, I loved fighting to crowds that booed me, because that just made it hard.
Motivated you?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I went in there and my opponent paid the price.
Charlo brothers here. We're going to get to talk to Jermell coming up. Again, Jermell, the junior middleweight champion of the world, one weight class higher than welterweight. Spence is the welterweight champ. And it took a lot of time to get all those belts at 154, but at least the top guys were all fighting each other. Back here at welterweight, 147, Josesito Lopez and Francisco Chia Santana.
Yeah.
See, the power punches almost, it was about 2-1 almost in favor of Lopez, but still a competitive fight. Santana not out of it yet.
Well, we're clearly in the second half of this fight now, and it looked like Santana tried to open up a little bit towards the end of the 6th round.
Yep.
And if he's got any chance of doing any damage to hurt and maybe, you know, get Lopez on the run somehow, he's going to have to do it in the next round or two, or else it's going to be more of the same, and it's going to be a 10-round, looks like a 10-round win by Lopez.
Yeah, it looks like Santana's really waiting for Lopez to get a little closer so he can hit him.
And a little tired. And Lopez has dropped his hands in a few instances here where I think Santana's looking to try to capitalize on that when they do have an exchange. Let's see if he can pull it off. Like right there, you gotta try to counter. You know, it's almost like playing tag. You know, you get touched, you gotta go.
Lopez continues to pump out a jab into the face of Santana. Double jab by Santana. Try to get a little closer. Well, he just doesn't have, and Lennox, I think you pointed this out earlier, Santana just does not have the footwork or the foot speed to close that gap.
Right, he's kind of plodding a little bit, like, you know, stepping, you know, making high steps. But he needs to be a little bit more on his toes, like he is there. And, you know, the movement in his feet has to be a lot quicker and straighter.
Almost turned over a hook there.
Well, he did, and it was partially blocked. Oh!
Almost again. I tell you, they're trading now at close quarters.
They are.
And this is dangerous.
That was a great left hook by Lopez right there.
And Lopez was looking for that uppercut in the middle, which was almost there for him as well.
Neil Young with the warning on Josesito Lopez. And just, Joe, so you know, that's not the singer, Neil Young. I don't know, you're wondering.
You know, I was waiting for you to say something. I just...
Only for you. Take a look at the replay here on the left. Here's the hook that I was talking about. Didn't quite turn over. Oh, caught him right at the top of the eyebrow.
Yeah, on the front of the face, yeah. He snuck that inside of the right hand, which is not easy to do.
Wow, comes a time you can land that hook. That's a Neil Young song, Joe. Joe, stay with me.
Whoa. Comes a time. What? What's...
Final 30 seconds. Round number 7, and we mentioned Jermell Charlo is here with his brother.
Oh, man. 2 right hands and a good left uppercut.
That's a good scrap, and Jermell's going to join us in just a moment. Oh, wow, hard shot by Lopez again. Just throwing more hard shots again to the body. Santana trapped on the ropes again. Final seconds. Tries to fight off the ropes and buy himself some time.
Santana actually landed a little left hook there at the end.
So take a look at super welterweights, junior middle, 154. Jermell Charlo, the top of the food chain, the world champion. He has all those belts and the Ring Magazine title as well. And Jermell Charlo joins us now. Jermell, it's Brian Kenny. Congratulations to you. Good to see you tonight.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Jermell, let me ask you what you think. First of all, congratulations. What's it like to be on top? Everybody at 154 now must go through you. What is that like?
Well, I mean, it feels good, obviously, you know, to be at the top because this is what we always want to do, you know. So, you know, time is now, and you know we're taking over, and this is something that me and my brother dreamed of, and you know tonight is Earl's night.
Right. What might you do next before we talk about the main event? What about you?
I'm you know, be a patient fighter right now. You know, I'm the champ. I own all of the belts in the division. Basically, you know, one belt that doesn't, you know, kind of hard to get when you got a lot of politics in the game. But hey, I'm the king of my division right now, and so you know, be patient, sit back, and let's do what we got to do. Keep training. We'll be next.
Who do you want?
Anybody, you know, like I'm the champ. So right now, I'm just let them beat each other up. We good.
Before we let you go, and this is an excellent fight here with Lopez and Santana. Quick thoughts on Errol Spence and Danny Garcia tonight. What do you expect, Jermell?
I mean, I expect Earl to come out to be, you know, this Errol Spence that he is, and Danny to try to box. And Earl gonna make adjustments, and I feel, you know, that's my guy. I'm rooting for Earl. He's the man, and you know, tonight is gonna be an amazing night. It's you know legendary for Earl tonight. So. He's going to stand up to the plate and do what he got to do.
All right. What do you think of this fight? This is a nice little scrap.
Yeah, I fought Santana before. Yeah, he go hard. You know, he's going to keep on. He's going to keep coming. And so is Josesito Lopez. You know, both great guys.
All right. Jermell Charlo, junior middleweight champion of the world. Jermell, best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Jermell Charlo right there again, the champ. And yeah, that was again, it was a competitive fight, Santana versus Jermell. But it was clear. It was a clear win for Charlo in that. And he's now the unified champion at 154 pounds. This is just a hard 10 rounds to watch at a certain point for Santana.
Well, you know, you took the words out of my mouth. If I'm in the corner of Santana, I'm going, look, if you don't start doing some damage really quick, you know, why continue? You know, this is the 8th round. You don't need another, you know, couple rounds of getting hit with clean shots like that.
I agree with you. Like it's just starting to feel that way, isn't it? I mean, just because he's tough, but if you're losing every round, and you're not there, and you're just looking for that one Mayday shot. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth absorbing all those hard punches from Josesito Lopez.
And again, Santana's only got 12 knockouts in 35 or so fights. You know, he's not a big one-punch guy. So that doesn't look likely. Anything can happen, but it certainly doesn't look likely. And looking out for the health of this kid.
Right.
You know, he is 34. If I were in the corner, I'd probably be going, look, you got one more round, and it's this round.
Right, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So we got a minute left here in round 8. We're going to go to the corner in between rounds. We'll go to Santana. Let's see what his corner is saying. Joe Janik, who was there. And so we'll listen in, and I want to see what that conversation is like, Joe, because I agree with you. There's no use him at this age where he's given a good effort.
Right.
And like, how much punishment do you want to see him take? Because these are real hard. Like, Lopez doesn't feather dust ever.
No.
You know, everything is hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do that with Santana because he still feels that he's still got that left hook in there that he can throw. And, you know, maybe his corner may think that, you know, 1 round, 2 rounds left, he can maybe land. But if he takes some really good shots, I believe the corner should stop it.
That was a crisp right hand, too. Came right up the middle.
Crisp right hand, and that left hook came about a second too late on the counter from Santana.
Lopez able to get under that right hand.
Right.
And the final seconds here. And it is 2-1 in terms of punches connected. But let's go to the corner.
Okay, when you got in close that time, you turn that right hand over for me at the end. We got to have more of that, okay? We're going to have to drop him. We're probably going to have to stop him. So now we got to stay down. We're throwing those shots. We're playing with our nose. Leave your fucking nose alone until tonight, okay? Throw that shot. Move your head right back on him. 1-2-1, 2-1-1-2. Stay down. We still haven't thrown a right hand to the body. He's walking
So
over.
Joseph Janik not talking about stopping this fight. He's saying you got to stop this man and take a look at the punishment that he's absorbing.
Well, there was the early round. This is pretty much happening in every round that we've looked at so far, with the exception of that one good right there left hook right hand that Santana landed. Just more of the same round after round. Santana just a half a beat behind on his counter punching. Lopez throwing 5, 6, 7 at a time. Santana trying to counter, but to no avail.
Josesito Lopez winning this fight clearly. Well, we went to the corner and we were wondering what we're going to hear. All we heard was from Joseph Janik saying, you got to knock this guy out. Okay, 2 more rounds to go.
Yeah, the trainer is supposed to know his fighter. So if you know, obviously he doesn't think his fighter's hurt, and he thinks his fighter has an opportunity of winning. And you know, the fighter is not going to want to quit. He's going to want to fight the fight all the way through. And Santana is that man.
Lopez jumps in with the right hand. Santana landed a right just before that. You know, Lopez says, look, I'm the same fighter I always was, but I have a lot more smarts. And just to take it back on the side of Lopez here, Joe, again, welterweight is star-studded, and Josesito Lopez is, as he has been the last decade, a viable opponent for anyone.
Yeah, look, I mean, he already proved that with Thurman. And if he keeps performing the way he's doing, and he stays with Robert Garcia, who's obviously really given him a new lease on life in the welterweight division, I think he's going to be very viable as a challenger to one of the champions, and maybe he'll be able to wrest one of those titles from the champion.
He just looks live. You know, he's crisp, he's sharp, he's got great energy. And a lot of fighters at this weight class, even as they age, they stop moving around an awful lot. But his footwork is still pretty good, Lennox. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Santana's really making him look good because Santana's not moving around after him. He's really in quicksand in one sense. He needs to, you know, step around. What Lopez is doing is moving. He's moving. He's not being a steady, still target, and he's using up the ring.
Good sharp jab from Lopez, then goes to the body. Crisp exchange here between the two, even though it's slowed down a little bit here in round 9.
Well, this is what, you know, Santana really needs if he's going to do anything, is for Lopez to sit there and throw short punches on the inside with him.
And exchange.
And not move a lot.
Yeah, if you're a boxer that is a good boxer and moves, and you're a boxer that just boxes, the boxer that boxes and moves has, you know, a little bit over you.
Another lead right hand, another straight right hand from Lopez. That's 2-3 in the past few seconds. Another one right there. That looked like it hurt.
Right hand as well. And the right hand smacks it back after the jab. Now winging power shots from Lopez. And Santana's hurt.
Ref could step in.
And he takes a knee. Down he goes.
Don't even let him. Don't even let him get him. Just stop the fight right here.
5, 6, 7, 8.
He's
9.
hurt. Stop it.
Take a step. Stop. Go this way. Go this way. Come to me. You know where you're at?
Yep.
Neil Young taking a good long look.
Yeah.
But he responded the way Neil Young asked him.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No, I'm with you, Joe. The ref can stop it at any point if he thinks it's out of control. There's no question. But he did everything required, including count to 10.
He's hurt again.
Let me tell you, the corner should stop it.
That's
The
it.
corner should stop it.
It's over. Look at him.
That's the end of the round. That's the end of the round.
Well,
let's listen in.
Deep breaths, okay? Deep breaths. How you feel? Good. Okay? I know, again.
Well,
So, got to put him on his heel. We got to keep him going backwards. We landed a really good right hand, and then we walked off and let him keep working. Okay?
watch the replay of him walking back to his corner, okay?
Well, again, a lot of things happening here. First of all, toward the end of the round, again, there was the knockdown, but Neil Young handled it the way you're supposed to as a referee at this level. Counted to 10, as you see him getting hurt badly here. And at any point, the corner or the referee could stop it, or the doctor.
Watch how Santana walks back to the corner.
I think he's still a bit shaky. I think the referee's going to be there.
Look,
very carefully
his
watching.
His body is just out of control right here. He has no control. And look, he just walked out there to touch.
Yeah, he doesn't look good already. He doesn't look good. That final round now, Lopez can certainly close the show. Chia Santana is all guts right now, trying to stay on his feet. He's wobbled. Neil Young closes in to take a closer look. And you would think he could be close to stopping this fight if Lopez is able to connect with something hard.
It's not about whether you fight back. He's taken enough punishment. He's not going to win this fight. They should just stop it.
Yeah, and he can get hurt pretty bad if he gets caught right.
Well, it's the corner's job first and foremost. Right, the corner should act before the referee. If you're concerned for your guy, but fellas, they're just not.
Look, he's hurt.
Oh, now he goes.
Yeah.
How much more do we have to see of this? Don't count. Don't count.
4, 5.
No.
6.
Sorry.
7.
Throw in the towel.
8. Come here. Walk to me. Go over this way.
Yeah, this fight should end.
Go
I
this
mean,
way.
Neil Young's doing his job, but this should be it.
You know, there's other considerations, okay, to keep in mind. What's happened this whole fight?
Yeah.
Not just if he
hasn't won a single round.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Right hand by Lopez. This should end very, very soon. Neil Young's taking a closer look here. Right hand whacked on the head of Chia Santana, and that'll do it. That'll do it. Finally, it ends. A few more shots had to land on Santana's head, but his corner did not want to stop it. His corner wanted it to continue, and so Neil Young let it continue to that point.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the corner letting that go. You know, they can see their man is not stable on his feet. They've been with him in the training camp for so long, so they know their man. Santana, people should have stopped that fight earlier.
Yeah, look, there's, first of all, that's a great stoppage for Lopez. Great win for Josesito Lopez. I'm with you that discretion is the better part of valor, and and Santana needed to be saved from himself.
Yes.
Right.
But his corner had no inclination of stopping that fight.
No intention.
So they weren't going to do it. But I think Neil Young should count to 10. He got to 9. He could have stopped it on the previous one. I agree with you, Joe, but you know, it depends on what your tolerance is. Like in the old days, that would have continued. You know that. These days, usually it gets stopped.
Yeah, I don't know how far back the old days are that you want to go, but I'm going to tell you
well,
what.
60s, 70s.
I was.
Fights continued
until
you counted to 10.
I grew up in that era, and I'm going to tell you what. I would have been calling for that fight to be stopped in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
in the corner.
2000s.
Yeah, but a referee wouldn't. But the corner can stop it
not
whenever
necessarily.
they want.
If I was a referee, if I was
you would have.
Yeah. That was. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, Joe.
He
he hadn't won a round. I would think someone in the corner would think, hey, I think we've done our best here. I'm with you on that. I'm just putting back saying, you know, it's not like this was negligent or something.
He was walking back to his corner with spaghetti legs.
Yep.
That's the biggest indication ever.
Here we go. Let's take I hate to say it, we got to take another look at this.
Look, Lopez landed over 100 more punches than Santana. It was not close on the judges' scorecards. It just wouldn't be. And usually a corner takes that into account. Power punches, wide discrepancy, 115 to 56. And to your point, Santana was just not reacting properly at a certain point. But his corner just showed no inclination to stop the fight or say, hey, look, what do you think? Show me something. They never said that. Obviously, a lot of respect between these two warriors. They give a great, honest effort. But Lopez is the guy bringing it every step of the way.
I appreciate you, man. You got a lot of heart, man. You and I are very similar. Yeah, we are. Just take care. We are. You guys never jumped anybody. You get hit, but like, oh, hell no, we're going to keep it going. You know what I mean? So we're identical, bro. Good shit. Tough effort. Respect and fight, man. It was finally good to meet you, bro. Same here, bro. Same here. I've heard good things about you, man. No, I know, man. Likewise, bro. Thanks, man.
See, that's what I love about boxing.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. Two guys can fight their hearts out, and then at the end of the round, they shake hands.
Look, those are two hard-working, honest fighters. They're in the twilight of their careers. Bigger things ahead for Josesito Lopez. That's a big win. Let's get the official call and go to the ring and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 22 seconds in round number 10. Our referee in charge, Neil Young, has seen enough. He stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. The Riverside Rocky, Josesito Lopez.
Josesito Lopez with another good win, and he continues on his outstanding run right now. Again, he comes off a great run, beating an unbeaten fighter, losing very close after he had Keith Thurman rocked, and then knocked out John Molina, and now gets a knockout over the sturdy Chia Santana.